Now, Wave News at 6.
These are the types of tragedies that happen in our community that don't just go away. They don't end when the case is done. These families live with this forever, and we need to remember that and make sure that we hold them closely as we go forward.
A woman is shot and killed walking a child to a bus stop this morning. LMPD interviewed a 15-year-old they thought was the shooter, but after talking to him, they realized they had the wrong person. And now police, they're trying to find the person who they believe is the actual killer. This is Wave News at 6. I'm Myra Ansari. Brian is off. This all unfolding in an area that was at the center of a similar crime scene last week. We've been following this developing story since the shooting happened around 8 o'clock this morning near 10th and West Chestnut Street. Wave News reporter Fernando Garcia-Franceschini has been following this developing story for us. He joins us live as the search for this shooter continues.
Yeah, Myra, right now the scene here at 10th and Chestnut is very quiet. You can probably see a makeshift memorial over my shoulder, people leaving balloons behind in honor of the victim. It's complete opposite to what we were seeing this morning with tons of police cars and police tape surrounding this area. There are still many unanswered questions like why was the victim targeted, or was she targeted, and is there a possible motive for this shooting? There's also a community that's left in shock and worried about the safety of their children since, again, this is the second shooting in this same spot in less than a week.
Last week, bad. This week, worse.
Reverend Wanda McIntyre and Karen Bailey were at this same spot less than a week ago when shots were fired near this bus stop. On Wednesday, they were back again, hoping to canvass the neighborhood and pray for those impacted by the gun violence.
When that happens in the community, that's me. That's right. That could have been one of my kids. That's right. One of my grandkids. One of my great-grandkids.
Police say a woman was walking a little girl to her bus stop on Wednesday morning when she was shot and killed. LMPD Chief Paul Humphrey called the event traumatic, saying multiple children were in the area when it happened.
These are the types of tragedies that happen in our community that don't just go away. They don't end when the case is done. These families live with this forever.
Chief Humphrey says after conducting interviews, they found out the initial 15-year-old suspect was not the shooter they were looking for. LMPD is now looking for this suspect.
Obviously, this person presents a clear and definitive danger to the community, and we want to make sure that he is taken into custody as soon as possible.
This was also the first day LMPD officers were not present at that bus stop following last week's shooting. Chief Humphrey says that that's because officers determined there wasn't a threat anymore. In a statement sent to Wave News, JCPS says JCPS police will be here tomorrow at the bus stop, and they are expecting LMPD to be here as well. Fernando Garcia-Franceschini, Wave News.
All right, thank you, Fernando. And as kids returned to that bus stop this afternoon, a group of community leaders and activists were waiting for them. Wave News reporter Julia Richardson spoke to a few of them this afternoon. Julia, why did they feel it was important to show up?
Yeah, Myra, well, there were several different groups out here this afternoon, including Helping Hands of Love and the Office of Violence Prevention. And activists were telling me it's important for them to be out here at the bus stop to support these kids as they go through this traumatic event and as they get on and off the bus stop. Now, Juanisha Saunders, who is owner of the organization Helping Hands of Love, tells me she was also out here after shots were fired near the same bus stop last week. She says she's disappointed in how LMPD has handled the situation and wants them to be more in touch with the community and talking with community members. She says now her goal is to talk with kids and members of the community about different resources that may help prevent incidents like this from happening in the future.
We need men, we need the mothers, we need the cousins, we need the sisters, brothers. Come to the bus stop. The first thing we do is come together, because we could all say how many different plans we have or what motion, but right now the community just need to see the community and see us show up. That's it.
Now, Saunders says she will be out here at the bus stop in the next few days, so anyone who wants to come and join her, she encourages anyone to come stand out here. Julia Richardson, Wave News.
All right, thank you, Julia. We've also learned this evening Metro Police have arrested a second 15-year-old after bullets were fired on the first day of school at that same bus stop. That teenager, who isn't being named because they're underage, is now facing 33 counts of wanton endangerment charges. They're also charged with being a minor with a gun, his second offense for that crime. The first arrest in that case happened on Saturday. Metro Police have made an arrest in a shooting that happened late last month. 67-year-old Reginald Offit is charged with assault and possession of a handgun by a convicted felon. Police say back on July 27th, the victim arrived at Offit's home and was pulled through the doorway and then hit multiple times by Offit's son. And then police say that Offit went and got a gun and then shot the victim several times before the victim was able to get away and be taken to the hospital by private means. The victim survived that shooting. All right, let's take a live look outside right now. A beautiful but pretty hot, steamy day outside. Chief Meteorologist Kevin Harnett joins us now with a look at how tonight's shaping up.
Yeah, hey there, Myra. Depends where you are. Some places seeing these downpours. We've got one in our view from the SkyTrack camera down in Kentucky Kingdom. So we're looking just past the airport off to the east. Some places seeing the rain, many others are not, and consequently temperatures are still warm in the mid to upper 80s for most. To get under one of those heavy downpours, you're in the 70s. Places like Salem, Indiana have had rain. Some moving across southern Indiana closer to Clark County, and even a couple here in Louisville. Let's just take a little radar tour. You'll notice a few of those downpours to the north of us. Parts of Clark County approaching Charlestown. Additional downpours here in Louisville, just passing by the airport. You can see as we zoom in even closer, right along I-65. That's toward Grade Lane, Poplar Hills, Indian Trail, and then another one over near Faganbush, so near Appliance Park. So we've got a few downpours showing up. Farther to the south, this is southern parts of LaRue County near Upton, moving into Hart County, right along 31W near Ryder's Mill. Oh, those downpours both sides of the river. Southern Indiana seeing a few of those, even into Floyd County. So hour by hour, the rain chances will go down, keeping it at a 30% now, then 20, faded out. Temperatures in the 70s by morning. Going to talk more about more heat than rain in the 10-day forecast. I'll have that for you coming up in just a few minutes, Myra.
All right, thanks, Kevin. Jeffrey Briscoe, the man at the center of a troubleshooter investigation into his company, Southern Smokers, faces 30 new charges. Briscoe was arrested in early May, right as the troubleshooters revealed that he had been paid to build barbecue smoker trailers for customers across the country, but hardly anyone could get a finished trailer or a refund. The prosecutor added 30 additional theft charges to the case on top of the 11 other charges Briscoe already faced after 30 more people came forward saying that they were owed money. Briscoe remains in jail on a $250,000 bond. His trial has been pushed back to October. New here at 6, a Jefferson County, Indiana man is facing charges after authorities in Madison confiscated severely malnourished animals from a home, and a warning that these images may be disturbing to some. John Scott is facing 17 counts of animal neglect and 17 counts of animal cruelty, along with several other charges. Police and animal control opened an investigation after multiple reports being made of dogs attacking and chasing people in an area surrounding Virginia Avenue, and reports of emaciated animals around Scott's property. Officers confiscated 13 dogs, and they believe that there are still a few more at large. The animals are being cared for at the Jefferson County, Indiana Animal Shelter. They are not available for adoption yet. However, the shelter is asking for donations of dog food so they can feed them. Well, big news from GE Appliances today as the company announced a plan to invest $3 billion into American manufacturing. The company says it's all about creating jobs and bolstering American manufacturing. The money will create 1,000 jobs across 5 states, with the center of their operations continuing to be in Appliance Park here in Louisville. GE says that it's their biggest investment since the park was built, part of a $6.5 billion U.S.-specific plan since 2016. Governor Andy Beshear toured the plant today and says that this move is returning jobs from China back to Louisville.
GE also chose to bring laundry production to Louisville, reshoring from China to Kentucky.
GE also unveiled a new mobile laundry unit that will help families displaced by events like tornadoes that have access to clean laundry for free. Still to come here on Wave News at 6. We're 2.5 weeks away from the U of L football season opener. So how are the Cards' offense? We're going to have an update for you in sports. Plus, as we continue to see kids return to the classroom, a group in southern Indiana is making sure that kids stay in the classroom. We're going to explain how educators and the court system work together to make that happen.